9 News, WAOW. Here's what's happening right now.
Here comes Lorenzo Kane. He's in there. And the Brewers have beaten St. Louis.
Legendary broadcaster Bob Uecker has died at the age of 90. We're taking a look back at his life and his legacy.
Well, mild weather developed yesterday, and it will be mild once again today, but how long will it last? I've got your forecast straight ahead.
Plus, one area school district is trying to use less salt during the winter, what they're doing and why. And one area county is opening up their snowmobile trails today. The safety reminders they have for you if you're heading out this morning.
We've got you covered. This is Wake Up Wisconsin.
Good morning and thanks for kicking off your Friday with us here on Wake Up. I'm Sadie Fisher.
And I'm Justin Lowe. It's a nice mild day to round out the work week.
Oh, yes.
So like I've been mentioning all week, you want to run some errands and do some things outside.
Yeah, I'm going to get a car wash today.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep cleaning up my driveway a little bit and make sure it's nice and dry for when the cold weather hits. Yeah. What do we see out there? Yesterday, a little bit of sun was out and we had some beautiful sunsets. Yeah, Sharon in Pittsville snapped that photograph. Thanks for sending that one in. Got a little bit of snow on the ground there in Pittsville and across the area. Yeah, light coating of snow, but temperatures are pretty mild. 27 in Rhinelander, 32 off to the west there in Eau Claire, 28 in Wisconsin Dells. So mild start to the day, and that's the way it will end up. And we don't have much in the way of precipitation on the way. You can see the road around the hospital looks a little bit better than yesterday morning with our Sherrill Tire and Auto Service camera. It's getting cleared off a little bit more. The downtown Wausau, the roads are clear as well, as you see with our Covantage Credit Union camera. And we won't see much in the way of precipitation today, except maybe a few flurries later this afternoon as the cold front starts to move into the area. But other than that, it'll just be kind of breezy and mild. So green lights all through the day on your commute forecast for the morning and the late afternoon. Southwesterly wind, highs in the mid to upper 30s. And then it looks like the wind's going to shift tonight and bring in that colder air. I'll let you know if we're still looking at some bitter cold days where it's going to stay below zero coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Justin. During these winter months, you're of course going to see a lot of salt on our roads and sidewalks, but it can have some negative effects on the environment. That's why Wausau Schools has been looking to mitigate their usage. Austin Schindler joins us to talk about their efforts.
Back in 2022, SaltWise went around to area schools to show them the importance of smart salting and how to minimize usage. And today, we're circling back to those schools to track the progress. The Wausau School District is one of those places that took the advice and ran with it. They've been doing their due diligence, managing their usage of salt and making sure surfaces are scraped clean before applying anything. Not only that, but increasing their usage of brine, which is a mixture of water and your typical rock salt. Except that salt, it's diluted from 100% to 23%, causing less damage to sidewalks and even inside the schools.
It's easier, it's better for the environment, it saves us a significant amount of money, both in the actual salt, the time to put it down. It saves us in the schools as far as cleaning, because the salt isn't getting tracked into the schools.
It's not just making the sidewalks safer, but our water as well, with less sodium seeping into rivers, lakes, and drinking wells. Zemke's saying they still want to take this program step by step, but they do like the idea of fully transitioning to brine in the future. In Wausau, Austin Schindler, 9 News.
Hey, thanks, Austin. Washington, D.C. is getting ready for the new administration. President-elect Donald Trump will take the oath of office on Monday at the U.S. Capitol. Ahead of that, law enforcement is beefing up security. You can see barricades are going up around the Capitol complex and along the inauguration parade route. And here's a look at the official inaugural portraits for Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. The images were released on social media by Trump's chief photographer with the caption, "We are entering the golden age of America." And you will be able to watch all of the inauguration live right here on ABC on Monday. Coverage starts at 7 a.m. and is set to continue until 4 that afternoon. Yesterday marked 1 month since the deadly shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. On December 16th, a 15-year-old student shot and killed another student and a teacher and injured several others. Earlier this week, we learned the 2 students who were being treated at American Family Children's Hospital are now in good condition. The United Way of Dane County is running an emergency fund for the community. So far, it's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It is really humbling to have the community support and trust, to know that we will understand what the greatest needs are, to trust us, to hold those precious resources and to get them distributed in ways that not only help, but actually solve problems long term.
She says there are 3 priorities for distributing that money. First is the families of the 2 people who died, then those who were injured and are recovering. Third comes long-term support for mental health for the broader community. The Riverside Fire District has named a new fire chief. David Briggs will move from the Wausau Fire Department. He currently serves there as Training Division Chief. Rothschild Administrator Ryan Vandewall says he brings a good mix of leadership and local knowledge.
Put a lot of weight in assuring that that individual, whomever it was, in this case Mr. Briggs, had that experience and had some of those relationships, which we're very appreciative of. So we're excited for him.
Vandewall says the hire does mean, though, that for now at least, the merger talks with Safer will be dialed back, though collaboration won't.
What can we do? Can we train more with Safer? I think that's going to be something that hopefully can come out of it, is can we train more with our local municipalities and their emergency response?
Briggs will start the new job next Tuesday. Riverside has been without a fire chief since last August when embattled former chief Rob Bowen resigned. He continues to face charges related to child enticement and misdemeanor sexual assault. Since then, the department has had a chief by committee.
Here comes Lorenzo Kane. He's in there. And the Brewers have beaten St. Louis. Do you believe that one?
Brewers fans and baseball fans nationwide are mourning the loss of Bob Uecker. He died yesterday at 90 years old after a battle with small cell lung cancer. His death came just 10 days before his 91st birthday. Uecker served as the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers since 1971, one of the longest runs by a broadcaster with one team in MLB history. He was also just a national treasure. He appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, famous Miller Lite commercials, and the hit movie Major League, to name just a few. The Brewers clubhouse loved Uecker, treating him like one of their own. Here's what current and former players said about his impact.
You know, for me personally, Bob really had a profound impact on both my career and my life. Feel incredibly grateful for the time that I had with him. There's very few humans that you come across in life who you know are going to have a profound impact on your life, and Bob was very much one of those people for me.
You know, I think that's kind of why the last game was as emotional as it was, because I think, you know, privately a few of us kind of knew that was likely the last one that would have Bob a part of it.
The Brewers say they'll announce details at a later date for a public celebration of Uecker's life. And one Middleton man is recalling his encounters with the legendary broadcaster. Lucas Kim talked with a retired MLB player and owner of a baseball academy who remembers Uecker's charismatic personality.
Every time he came in, I wanted to follow him around and just kind of listen to what he had to say.
Brad Woodall owns Silver Sluggers Academy in Middleton. He helps teach aspiring baseball players about the game while helping them improve their skills on the field. Woodall played 5 years in Major League Baseball, including a year with the Brewers as a pitcher, where he remembers spending time with the late broadcaster Bob Uecker.
When I was around him, which was almost every day, he would come into the clubhouse and he'd hang out with us. And just everybody around him was either laughing or smiling at all times, even in anticipation of him saying something funny. So when he walked into the room, everybody kind of perked up and you know, was waiting to laugh.
Baseball fans are mourning Uecker's passing and are remembering what he did for the game. One of the coaches even showing me his ringtone with one of Uecker's famous catchphrases.
Get up, get up, get up, and get out of here. Gone for Robert.
Woodall also recalls Uecker going above and beyond when he would call games for fans.
He just told stories, and he watched the game and told stories around the game, and everybody was captivated by it. It didn't really matter whether he was talking about the game or not. We didn't care. We would listen to him. We would have the TV on in the game, and we would listen to him do the radio broadcast.
Even though these younger baseball players might not have known what Uecker did for the game, he'll sure be missed in the baseball community. Reporting in Middleton, I'm Lucas Kim.
Thanks, Lucas. The VA put on a Veterans Mini Fair in Plover yesterday, helping vets figure out their benefits and what they can qualify for. Dozens of veterans came out to the event. Officials say they want to make sure vets are educated and getting everything they can from the VA. At this event, vets could also have one-on-one discussions with the county VA about the process of claiming those benefits.
The goal is to get in touch with our veterans, make sure that we're touching veterans that haven't signed up with VA before, get them enrolled, and then make sure that our veterans that are enrolled are utilizing every service that they can.
If you missed the fair, don't worry. Clark says you can reach out directly to find out what you qualify for. Happening today, all state and county funded snowmobile trails will open in Vilas County. They open at 8 a.m. The Snowmobile Alliance clubs voted to open them earlier this week. They say many of the trails are icy and without a huge base, so use caution, watch your speed, and stick to the right. And as always, stay on the marked trails. New on Wake Up and happening this weekend, get out of the house and enjoy a winter weekend put on by Wausau Events in downtown Wausau. First up is Winter Brewfest happening tonight from 6 to 9 at the Jefferson Street Inn. You can enjoy samples from 10 plus breweries, a brat bar, and live music. Tickets are $40 ahead of time or $45 at the door. Of course, you do have to be at least 21 years to go. But don't worry, there is also a fun winter event for the whole family tomorrow. Winterfest is from 11 a.m. to 1. There are lots of activities happening both inside of Washington Square and outside on the 400 block. You can enjoy kids' activities, a petting zoo, sled dog demonstrations, cookies, ice sculptures, and free pizza. The event itself is also free to attend. Well, your time is now 5:11 and still ahead on Wake Up Wisconsin. Firefighters are getting a break in the winds in Southern California, but it may not be for long. The latest on the devastation out west. Plus, a SpaceX rocket explodes with debris affecting air traffic. We've got details on what happened as the company begins investigating the incident.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is pausing its AI-generated news alerts with its latest beta software update. The move follows complaints that the feature generated inaccurate news summaries. Apple plans to add a warning to the notifications to make it clear that the summaries may contain errors. Next, the Federal Trade Commission has banned GM and OnStar from selling driver data for 5 years. An FTC investigation found the company collected information about customer vehicle use and then sold it to third parties linked to insurance companies. GM said customers can delete their personal information through a form on its website. Finally, some big news for gamers. Nintendo has introduced the Switch 2. It is the first major gaming console from Nintendo since the original Switch 8 years ago. A video shows its 2 controllers and a larger screen, but no release date just yet. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Inez, let me ask you, you're using Head & Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes. Then I switch back to my regular shampoo.
You should use it every wash, otherwise the flakes will come back.
He's right, you know. Pat Mahomes washes a woman's hair.
Is that Tiny Troy?
The ingredients in Head & Shoulders keep the microbes that cause flakes that big.
Microbes, really?
They're always on your scalp. But good news, there's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy and his tiny, gorgeous hair.
Troy Polamalu.
Make every wash count. And for stubborn dandruff, try Head & Shoulders Clinical Strength.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold or Flu Fizzy Chews. Chew, fizz. Feel better fast. No water needed. New Alka-Seltzer Plus Fizzy Chews.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
Well, thanks for being with us, folks. 5:16, I'm Mark Charter. Glad you're with us. At least 18 people remain missing in the Southern California fire zone. 2 new deaths were confirmed, raising the death toll now to 27. A break in the winds is allowing crews to gain ground on the flames, but new threats are still emerging. Authorities are reopening some areas for residents to come back to, and for some, they have very little left.
Was everything you're wearing donated?
Yes, everything I'm wearing except my phone is donated.
Down to the purse and the shoes?
Down to the purse and the shoes, yeah, everything.
The fires damaged or destroyed at least 12,000 homes and other buildings, including 10 schools. An investigation is also underway after a massive rocket exploded. Look at this. SpaceX rocket test launch exploded shortly after takeoff from Texas. The company says about 8 minutes into that flight, a fire broke out, and then the rocket exploded over Turks and Caicos. It even disrupted air traffic. The FAA says it had to divert planes in that area, some making full U-turns as pilots spotted that debris.
Is very conservative with protection of the public, which is great. And so that is what I believe happened with the diversion of flights, is just an extra layer of safety for any of the public who might be relatively close to any danger.
SpaceX says it's now trying to figure out what happened. Here's a live look for you at the Wisconsin State Capitol just at about 5:18 on this Friday morning. Your local weather starts in just a moment.
Now, your 9 Storm Track weather forecast.
Well, we had some nice sunshine yesterday and beautiful sunset. I've been sharing some of these pictures this morning. Another beautiful one here from the Marshfield area. Sandy and Jerry were outside getting some work done in the mild weather, and it'll be mild again today, but very cold coming up. And I wanted to look back over the last 30 years to see how cold it has been. And, you know, every 2 or 3 years we seem to get down to about 20 below zero, but not a whole lot colder than that. Getting down to 25 below zero is a lot more rare. In 1996, we had 5 days where it dropped below 25 below zero. And 2019 was the last time, 6 years ago, that we had that cold of weather. Coming up early next week, we'll be close. We're watching it closely. It could be close to a couple of record lows. Yeah, so today you got to enjoy it. Take a look at the streets of Rhinelander. Look a little bit better than yesterday morning when they were snow covered. Our Blaine's Farm and Fleet camera showing a cloudy sky there. And look at this, also good going on the roads in Wisconsin Rapids. Our Ho-Chunk Gaming Nakusa camera view there. And what is it in Wisconsin Rapids right now? 30 degrees. When you walk out the door, you think, well, thankfully, it doesn't feel too bitter cold, right? 27 in Wittenberg, at 28 in Clintonville. So upper 20s to around 30 this morning, and we'll be up to about 36 this afternoon. Fairly cloudy day, but You know what? 36 is going to feel nice. 22 is what's normal for this time of year, and we'll be below that over the next few days. Probably they won't rise above normal again for about a week. Yeah, so get ready for that. Today, 33 in Lac du Flambeau and 32 in Phelps. Southwesterly breeze about 10 to 20 miles per hour. In southern part of the area, 38 in Friendship and 36 in Whiting. So again, well above normal, but we do have this cold front on the map. We've been talking about it over the last couple of days. It's going to move through this afternoon. It might produce a few flurries, and then it's also going to shift that wind around to the northwest, and that northwest wind is really going to bring in that cold air. Now, we'll have a lot of sunshine developing over the next few days, but we're not going to want to be out in it all that much, I guess. Tomorrow, getting much colder. Sunday, though, is when the day is going to be very bitter cold, and there could be some lake effect snow just reaching the far northern parts of our area going into Sunday and Monday, but most of that lake effect snow will stay in the UP of Michigan. So here you go. It still looks very cold. 10 tomorrow, and then only 7 below zero for your high on Sunday and 9 below zero on Monday. Those are some pretty cold days there. Now, if we only reach 7 below on Sunday, that will tie a record for the coldest high temperature. And Tuesday, we could set a record, perhaps either on the low or the high end of things. It's going to be close. A lot of sunshine, so enjoy that. At least the sun will be shining in your window in your house. Then a little bit milder for the middle of next week, and a little bit of light snow could develop on Wednesday or Thursday. And later in the month, getting into the last few days, still looks like we might be averaging just a little bit below normal on temperature. And precipitation, well, might be closer to average.